with that, call on Martin Sanderson, followed by Carol Bear, who will be followed by Gary Grant.
Supervisors, County Council, and Chief County Executive Officer, thanks again for the support from Deputy County Council Monroe. Maybe the list of expenses will get the property owner's attention. But ultimately, if she does not abate the public nuisance, we will be back. We are very appreciative of what's going on out there. The Civic Center is expanding. It looks good. And I know the new road's going to start soon. So in step with that, our community should, as you well know, as you found 8 months ago, should step up to the bar as it goes and comply with the laws. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Ms. Bear.
Just like Mr. Sanderson's, I would like to thank all of you for all the improvements, especially Mr. Ashley, because Cabazon is improving in leaps and bounds actually. But I have a complaint to Mr. Ashley. Your MAC members, which I think, if I got it right, are your right arm out there. Well, Mr. Sanderson attends most of the meetings. I don't. Like you, they don't even want to see us together come in, okay? Which is fine. But their dates when they have MAC meetings usually don't jive with my being Water Department District Director, okay? But when I make it there, and we'll sit there and we'll suggest what Cabazon would want or what would be nice for the community, we get totally blown off by the MAC members. And I mean totally. If we get asked, would you like all houses white, all fences this way? Who cares? As long as you painted and cleaned, I really don't care if they purple. Just as long as you're taken care of. Would you like cobblestones? We're not Pasadena. We're also not Palm Springs. We're just plain old Cabazon in the Hicks, okay? All we want is a normal living. Now, we know some of the MAC members have either are going or whatever. For weeks, Mr. Sanderson has asked to please be sent applications to apply for a MAC, to be on the MAC board. You know, one of us has gotten an application. We get, oh yeah, you gotta go there, you gotta do this. Then he does it, and he's blown off. That is my complaint. I would like you to talk to your MAC members. Otherwise, thank you all for the hard work.
Thank you. Thank you, Carol. I did pass over after Gary is Mr. Maybe. I apologize for that. Gary Grant.
Yeah, this morning I'd like to speak about the auditor controller, the elected official of we the people, and representative of audits that occur in this county. Just recently, Governor Brown directed the auditor controller to review the RDA process and audit the finances and redirect it back to the EDA. In my opinion, it's like placing this spider in the fly's web, or placing the alternative, placing the fly in the spider's web. I've got that correct, right? I'm agitated in the relationship to this process because of the fact we know nothing about it. Just in the RDA process, our community was placed in the I-215 corridor as an extension of RDA. Now, I would presume from that, and I can only presume because I was never notified factually, where the money was going to go to from our tax increments, from our area community. Now, you hear of all these extensions now going on with regard to the audit of the finances, the obligations of RDA, and the I-215 corridor. this particular issue that was brought up today that I spoke on is the Field of Dreams. The Field of Dreams, I have no idea, and have never had information given to me that my tax money increment was ever going to the Field of Dreams or anywhere in my community. This information is not good enough. And it appears that our auditor controller has to be nice to this county by virtue of the fact that he has no support. He's just a legislator that's elected and is under your jurisdiction. Your EDA is an independent source of finance, never audited. And it appears to me, when I discuss anything with the auditor controller, he's a bit nervous about telling me exactly what's happening because he doesn't really know. And is hesitant to pursue his direct request or requirement of his position as a representative of we, the people.
Thank you, Gary. All right, our next speaker is Robert Mabey.
One is for you, Mr. Tavaglione, before I speak, and one for Mr. Buster, and one for Mr. Benoit.
Now, you have 3 minutes. You can submit those to the clerk, but you have 3 minutes. So just state your comments.
Robert Mabey speaking. I have for the clerk of the board 4 documents. Document 1, Supervisor Ashley's report on Agenda 330-412-2011. Was based on public records and determined that outside counsel falsely represented to the appellate court that the construction of a new road would provide Robert Mabey unobstructed access to his property. Page 2, Supervisor Ashley said it is a matter of record that no easement was ever recorded, nor was any written settlement ever offered for loss of access. Supervisor Ashley recommended that $242,628 be paid in compensation. Supervisor Tavaglione, Buster, Stone voted no. This was expected. As reported in the Press Enterprise, July 1996, Bob Buster would sell his vote, and Jeff Stone paid $26,000 in fines for corruption cases to the Attorney General. In one case, the Pharmacy Board made 20 accusations, including improperly labeled drugs, dishonesty, fraud, deceit, and corruption. Document 2, page 1, Agenda 10.3, Resolution number F9550, October 3rd, 1995, to give 4 property owners easement for ingress and egress over district-owned land. Page 2, justification. The county has landlocked the property owners, and these easements will provide new access to the property owners. Page 3, easement deed to Robert Mabey signed by John F. Tavaglione. Buster voted yes. Document 3, a letter dated March 1st, 2012 from the clerk of the board stating the county recorder has determined the deeds have never been recorded. On video, June 12, 2012, Supervisor Tavaglione told his board and the public that the deeds were not recorded because the escrow was not closed. Document 4, County Council's letter June 14, 2012 stating that there was no escrow. Document 5, 2-page letter from FEMA describing this fraud in detail. That's the document that I wanted to give the 3 of you. Mr. Ashley already has a copy. I have a claim against the county. I have until October 4th, 2012 to file in federal court under the RICO law. I will name you as a defendant for fraud. A county employee will testify as to the fraud you committed. You all received a memorandum from Riverside County Council Pamela Walls. One of us is a despicable liar. And I believe after you read the documents that FEMA has in their possession, you'll determine who is a despicable liar. If you look at the memorandum she gives you, she has here on October 3rd, 1995, the district approved an easement for the ramp over district property. A settlement offer was made to exchange the encroachment permit for the easement plus $5,000. Mr. Maybe countered with $161,000 settlement demand, which was rejected.
Thank you, Mr. Maybe. Your time's up, and I'm glad you got the memo.
Ask yourself,
Thank you, Mr. Maybe.
why would there be a settlement if the court already ruled and they had already filed in the appellate court to be
You have a good day. Have a good day, Mr. Maybe. Kevin Overton or Ollerton?
Allerton.
Ollerton, please.
Good morning. There have been rumors for some time that the Riverside Public Guardian is looting the estates of Riverside County's most vulnerable citizens. We now have proof positive that in the case of the estate of Phelan, the Public Guardian is stealing tens of thousands of dollars. In the most recent accounting by Deputy Public Guardian Elizabeth Aquarian and Attorney Tony Agerbraden, $30,000 was embezzled. You can see this in Schedule D3. There was a weak attempt by Aquarian and Agerbraden to hide the theft by stating that it accounted for the distributions to the two beneficiaries. But the numbers add up to one thing and one thing only: felony embezzlement. In the previous accounting by Elizabeth Aquarian and Tony Agerbraden, over $11,000 was misappropriated. The court is indifferent to the facts of this case. I am here today on behalf of Janet Phelan, and I want to know, for her sake and the sake of those so vulnerable that they are unaware of the amount of thieving going on, what are you going to do about it? Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Ollerton. Appreciate your comments. That will conclude our speakers today, unless there's anyone else in the audience wishing to speak in open communication. All right, seeing no requests then, we will adjourn to executive session and reconvene at 1:30.